Kato style.
Started auditioning people from all around the world. There was this kid, Jay Chou.
I remember we met him first on Skype. It was super difficult to communicate. He was very, I don't know, he was tempting.
We actually flew him in from China, and the first time that him and Seth had read, there was just something about the chemistry of these two guys that was just great, even though I couldn't understand Jay half the time.
Are you having fun?
Very fun.
Very fun, good. So, I'm excited. I think Jay's excited. Happening.
Nice.
We went to the studio and he was like, oh, Jay Chou, he's amazing. He's a movie star. He's awesome. You're like, okay. Made it easy.
I can't quite tell how famous he really is. It's kind of something we can't wrap our heads around. From what I understand, for 9 years he's had the #1 album. He's a director, he's an actor, he composes score for movies.
Every weekend where he wasn't working, he'd fly to China or he'd fly to Taiwan or he'd fly to Japan to do these concerts, and 80,000 people at each of these concerts. He is a megastar.
I would say he's like the Chinese Justin Timberlake, but he says he's the Chinese Usher.
He's like a modern-day Taiwanese Fonzie.
The Asian Steve McQueen.
You're the karate guy. Yeah. I'm the strategizer. I don't tell you how to jump kick. Don't tell me how to make the plan. Cappuccino, extra foam. Thank you.
Kato can kick ass, and he's an amazing martial artist, and he can build all these crazy cars and stuff like that. He's extremely charismatic and just awesome. He's Bruce Lee, for Christ's sakes.
And of course, there is a difficulty to assume the legacy of Bruce Lee, who has this aura that's gigantic.
But all it was is that he was cool, basically. So in the writing, we really just wanted to explore who this guy was and what type of guy would be the type of guy who had all this amazing potential but never acted on it.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kato.
And everybody knows how complicated it was to find the right Kato.
We kind of went with a more straight man, strong, silent type guy. And what Jay does very well is he emotes a lot with saying very little, and he portrays a real level of coolness at all times, which ultimately was very funny, played against my spastic nature. He does everything we thought he would do, but way cooler than we thought you could do it, because we're not cool.
When he joined on, he said, I don't want to do Bruce Lee, I just want to be Kato, and I'll do that my way.
Bruce Lee is a legend. His Kato is a classic. Nobody can replace him. So I try to be myself.
You just look at him and you're like, damn, it's a cool dude.
I did love training, fighting, driving, and English.
It's funny, his English is not great, but who am I to say anything about that? For me, it sounds perfect.
Yesterday, Jay pointed at Michelle and said, I speak better English. It was really funny. Well, yeah, sometimes.
Eventually we did some research and people were like, he doesn't speak English that well, but he will. He'll just work his ass off in a way you've never seen. And he did.
Asshole. Yeah, make it long. Asshole.
Asshole.
Good.
Asshole. English is very important. Conversation with Cameron Diaz.
He really studied hard and worked hard not only on his English, but his martial arts.
And then we met Jeff Yamada, who was intimately familiar with Bruce Lee's actual fighting style.
The present-day Kato either had to be just like Bruce Lee, but be better than Bruce Lee, or go completely the other direction. We got together and started training, and he was very interested in training and wanted to, learn as much as he could in the time we had. He's done really well. Jay remembers things very quickly. In fact, one of the fights, I showed it to him a couple times with the guys that I have, and he watched it and he said, okay, let me try it. And then he went halfway through the fight on his own without any prompting of how to do things, and just sort of visually picked it up and sort of went through it. My approach to the choreography for Kato initially was basically science-oriented and base his fighting more on like physics and understanding body mechanics and understanding balance very specifically.
It's a great experience. I think it's cool and a lot of fun.